who I think works for Sprint now.
Yes.
We good? Somebody in chat, please tell me. Okay, Ray says
Your
no,
wife
we're not
says
good.
no.
Okay, but Piner says we are good.
Piner says we are.
Okay, well, don't listen to Ray. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Anyway, as we were saying to apparently no one but ourselves, I'm Ryan.
And I am Riles.
And this is Final Fantasy the First for the PSP, not for the original NES, which is why it is slightly prettier. And we're gonna race it now.
Yes.
We had a bid war for the names of our party members, which needs to close now. Pretty please. Can someone tell us what everybody's getting named?
Yeah, I'm frantically refreshing because I see Shasta in the chat saying
I saw that. Shasta said that they sniped it.
So just 1 second. I want to make sure that doesn't get missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But I did also close the bid wars. So, yeah, Shasta, what is the? I think. Hold on. Did you guys want to do, or did the two of you want to do? If it was first and second, do you each want one?
Yeah, if there are if there are two options for each of the names, then we'll do first and second. I guess let's like alternate first and second.
Shasta, what did you put in? I can start on the other ones in the meantime.
Yeah, however you guys want to do it.
Yep. So for the warrior, we have in first place friend, all lowercase, with $20.
Riles, you want to take that?
Sure, I'll take first and everything today.
Okay.
The other one is P Besto. P and B are capitalized, lowercase esto.
Yes, that's the better one. Pesto is the besto. Okay.
We get a round of P Bestos in chat, by the way. The thief for both of you is going to be bamboo with a capital B.
Okay.
BAMBOO, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
As in Team Bamboo from our messenger run earlier today, which was fantastic.
Okay.
For the black mage, for both, it is going to be gamer, all caps.
Gamer.
Okay.
And for the white mage, first place name is Nut, N-U-T, all caps.
Nice.
Riles, do you want nut?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Take nut.
And then second place was, and is it a 6-character limit?
Yes.
6-character limit.
Okay, that's went through with 7 characters. I'm going to make the executive decision that it is going to be Minfin, capital M-I-N-F-I-N.
Okay. Only the M is capitalized?
Yes, only the M is capitalized.
All right. How's that look? Does that look good?
Yeah, I think you both nailed it.
All right. I like Black Mage being all caps gamer because if anybody is familiar with this run, Black Mage is the MVP of this run. He carries the party. It's a hard carry. It is a hard carry job, especially late game. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for donating to those names. We appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get it started. Riles, you want to count it down?
Sure. So we'll get going in 3, 2, 1, go. This run relies heavily on an equipment glitch that I will explain after we both get through this first one. Maybe.
Oh, I dominated that menu. Just like
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
did
dominate
not.
you.
I don't like that. But So this entire run revolves around an equipment creation glitch that exists in this anniversary edition for the PSP, and I think maybe also on the GBA. I can't remember for sure. But it allows us to either duplicate something or create something. Trenton in the chat is also a runner, and he just explained weapons become armor, armor become weapons. So we both bought a hammer right off the bat. And let's just say that hammer is in the game as weapon ID 1. And knight's armor is in the game as armor ID 1. We can use that hammer to create knight's armor, which is an armor that we should not have access to yet. And we can use the glitch to put knight's armor on as a glove, because clearly armor is a glove. And so we can equip knight's armor to any of our armor slots, which we use to great use later. And we're also about to get judgment staff. I think Ryan is getting that now.
Yeah, dude.
Which will allow us to cast a pretty powerful spell to clear some of these early fights that we have to take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the idea here is we're getting items that we should not have yet at all, so that we don't really have to worry about being under-leveled for most of the game. Instead, we compensate our low levels via just really OP equipment.
Yes. And I'm getting a lot of encounters. Yeah, so we'll use that equipment glitch throughout the run to get very overpowered equipment.
Including, later on, we're going to get a weapon called the Barbarian Sword, which is a post-game item. It's only available in the PSP version, and it was added as... well, like I say, like as a post-game thing for like additional bonus content, and it's gonna wreck everybody, and it's great. It's fantastic, and I love it.
Yeah.
But we're not supposed
and we
to be
get
able
that
to have it at
probably.
all.
We get it probably 25-ish minutes into the run, and we will have it until the end of the run. We use that weapon. So it is very nice that we're able to get it so early, because it allows us to defeat every boss in 1 to 2 rounds.
Yep. Similarly, we get really, really powerful armor. And like Riles was talking about, having things like knight's armor equipped to the glove slot, we will abuse that idea as well to equip multiple copies of the same armor onto multiple different slots. So we'll be wearing a thieves armlet as a helmet later. Basically, we just find the best stuff we can, and we get as many copies of them as possible to just really boost our defense. Oh, pre-bridge encounter.
Oh no. And you will see we're gonna run from almost all of the fights, because that is fast. There are some fights in the game that we cannot run from, either if they're a boss or there are just some encounters that we can't run from. And so there are strategies for how to deal with those. But most fights, it's run as fast as you can.
Yeah, the game is extraordinarily RNG heavy. And that will be... Oh, I made it really far in the forest. That'll be a big determinant in who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, Riles is better at this than I am. Riles is much better at this game than I am. But it might not matter. If I get really good RNG and he gets really bad RNG, I could smoke him. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
Ryan has beat me in multiple races. But Trenton, we are doing the new route, the Rat Jam route.
Yeah, this is a pretty recent update to the route, updated version of the route, updated route, whatever you want to call it. that made some fairly significant changes and theoretically shaves a fair amount of time off at the cost of it being a little more volatile. So for marathon safety, we're going to do several safety saves as we go, and it should be fine. But the final boss fight, especially, is a lot less of a gimme than it used to be on this new route. So we're gonna save right before the very, very last boss fight, and depending on how it goes, it could take 4 minutes, it could take 10 minutes. So We'll see. Hopefully closer to the former. But yes, it is called the Rat Jam route.
The plot for this game is paper thin.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it every once in a while. This is my favorite part. So I'm beating up a group of pirates using my judgment staff to cast a strong spell. And they've overrun this city. And the pirate captain, once I defeat all of his lackeys, feels so bad that he says, you know what, I'll stay in this city and help fix it up, and you can have my ship.
Just gives you a ship.
Yeah. So we're going to leave this city and hop in the ship and sail down to Elfheim. But that's my favorite plot point in this entire game, is just this pirate says, here, take my ship. I'm sorry.
When you killed his crew, what does he need it for?
It's true.
Can I sneak in a donation?
Yes, please.
Yes.
All right. I got $25 from Musical Daredevil, our previous host, who says, thank you, Midwest Speedfest and VGM Con Online, for putting together the most fun online event I've ever attended. Let's get that 10K.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Get to $10,000. Speaking of donations, I'll tell you what, Riles, I'll make a wager with you. If you win, I will donate $50. If I win, I will donate $50. Deal?
Deal. I think I understood that correctly. I have no problems with this.
How many wolves can we get? So what you'll notice is some encounter types, the enemies, are easier to run from than others. And additionally, some encounters will be just normal standard encounters. Some of them will be preemptive encounters, which what that means is that you are guaranteed to flee before any of the
like what I'm doing right now.
Attack. And then some of them are ambushes, which means every single one of the enemies in the enemy party will get a chance to attack you before you're even able to try to start fleeing. What we're really, really afraid of early on are wolves. Wolves are much, much faster than you, which makes them very difficult to run away from. Similarly, when you're on the water, on the ship, Sahagins, I just think of Sahagins as the wolves of the sea.
Yeah.
They're very fast, they're very difficult to run from.
And at this point, we only have our Knight's Armor, which gives us extremely high defense, so we don't have to worry about damage too much, but it gives us very little ability to run from things. Mm-hmm. So we're going to replace it fairly soon with equipment called Thief's Armlet that will allow us to run from a bunch of stuff. But for now, we just have to kind of hope and pray.
Yeah. I'm also not a fan of these gargoyles.
I'm fighting my Piscos right now. So I got 4 Pisco demons, which is awesome, because that means I have enough experience. If Ryan only gets 2 Pisco demons...
Don't speak it into existence. You spoke it into existence, I hate you.
Love you. Then... So he's going to have to find an extra encounter at some point, because he's going to be under-leveled and will not be able to buy some spells that he needs. So you really want to get 3 or 4 Pisco demons at that point. So...
I've got another donation if now's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I've got $5 from Firebird Lover, and I believe this is in reference to the comment I made earlier while I was introducing the run, because I know Firebird Lover and Firebird Lover knows me. Enclosed, you will find my payment for a Final Fantasy Nerd certification for Firebird Lover. Thank you, and thank you for that $5 donation, Firebird Lover. If you are a Final Fantasy nerd like me and Firebird Lover, you got to pay your dues. Get those $5 in. Let's go.
Man, I'm gonna have to do that later.
It's like being a part of a union. You have to.
Just pay your dues.
It's required.
Yeah.
Also, hi Ian, hi Sancho. Good to see you guys. So what I'm kind of hoping for right now, Ryle's mentioned I'm going to be a little underleveled. Oh, this is a good walk so far. I'm going to be a little bit underleveled. What I'm kind of hoping is this next little mini boss that I'm going to fight. I'm sort of hoping he kills somebody. Because what that usually means is
But not your mages.
Right, but not one of the mages. What that usually means is that the extra XP that my dead party member doesn't get will be divided among the other party members, and sometimes that's enough to make up for what I missed out on only having 2 Pisco Demons. How many times can we get poisoned on this walk, I wonder?
Not enough. Yeah, so I'm fighting Astos. I got fairly lucky. He has the chance to cast Death and just wipe out one of your characters. When he does that, you really want him to wipe out your warrior, because we don't actually need our warrior to get any experience at this point in the game. And for those of you unfamiliar with Final Fantasy games, experience in a fight is divided amongst all living characters at the end of the fight, which will be important a little bit later. We're gonna take advantage of that to get our mages leveled up faster.
He didn't kill anybody.
Oh no. So yeah, Ryan's gonna be looking for some extra fights to try to get some more experience.
Warrior with the clutch 15 damage on his
Beautiful.
turn. Man, the warrior is useless.
I don't know if we ever said this out loud. I know I saw Miss Ray say this in chat. But Ryan and I are brothers.
Yes.
So this is a somewhat of a sibling rivalry.
Yeah, Riles is my younger brother. And relevant to our... Oh, no! Why am I trying to run? I should fight those guys. Dang it. I had 2 ogres. He just gave me 2 ogres, and I ran. Anyway, relevant to our fundraising initiative, Riles and I both are musicians. We both have music degrees. He uses his. I fix computers for a living. But Riles is a... let's do that. Why not? Riles is a music teacher.
Yes.
So this is a great cause that we are.
Yeah, and I am a musician that is lucky enough to have a music-related job that, you know, isn't in trouble given the current state of affairs. But I would say Ryan and I both know a lot of working musicians who haven't been able to get gigs in over a year. And so it is a real thing that I feel like hasn't necessarily been talked about a lot, and I think it's super cool that we're raising money for it. Because I know a few people that have been unemployed despite desperately wanting to be performing.
Yep. Hey Riles, I'll up my donation to $100 if you skip Gold Needles.
It's too late. I'm already at Matoya.
Darn it. Wait, are you really?
Yeah.
Jeez. He's crushing me, isn't he, you guys?
But so Gold Needles that Ryan just mentioned, I bought those a little bit ago. And those are technically optional. You do not need them to finish a run. But the times you do and need them, if you don't have them, your run is over.
Yep.
Because they cure petrification.
Oh no!
Which sometimes doesn't happen. But sometimes it does.
I have another donation.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. I've got $5 from another certified Final Fantasy lover, Musiquill, who says, certified Final Fantasy lover here. I'll give the crown to Final Fantasy IX as my favorite. I know for a fact, though, Quill also is a big fan of Final Fantasy 12, so... But
Okay.
Final Fantasy IX as the favorite.
Speedrun-wise, 9 and 1 are not dissimilar in the sense that they are both extremely RNG heavy, and you would be stupid to run them.
Well, and they have all the same bosses.
They do. Yeah, Final Fantasy IX was kind of a love letter to all of the previous Final Fantasies, and that's one of the things that they took from the first one was all of the same boss names. So if you have played 9 but you haven't played 1, you will see a lot of familiar names.
Yeah. Let me run from this shark. Oh my goodness.
No, Shark, keep him there. Pin him down, Shark.
There we go.
That one in particular always has cracked me up when I play these games. It's like, where are you running to? Are you just running to like the other end of the boat?
Right? I want to know how a shark ended up on the deck.
That's an excellent question.
This boat does not seem very seaworthy if we just have sharks washing up on deck. Ugh, I just got to Matoya.
Trying to think. Final Fantasy was one of the first games I played. Final Fantasy VII. Ryan and I spent a lot of hours on that in our childhood.
Final Fantasy VII was one of the very first video games that I played that made me go like, oh, I really, really like this. Before that, it was kind of like something that I did just to sort of pass the time. But Final Fantasy VII, I was obsessed with. It was very, very formative to me. So the whole series has a really soft place in my heart.
Yeah. So I'm about to do a menu to get Thief's Armlet, and you'll notice I put it on a lot of slots that it shouldn't exist on. But that's going to make it easier to run from just about everything. I'm also going to get Sage's Staff, which will eventually make its way to both my mages. Whoops.
Oops.
Whoops. But we're going to put it on Thief for now.
Man. Yeah.
Hey, Musiquill.
I'm gonna need you to have a bad Earth Cabin or something, man.
I'll do what I can. Yeah, ceaselessly, the PSP version has the item dupe glitch, so that's what we're using to get through basically the entire run.
Yep. Ceaseless, how was your... I can talk English. Ceaseless, how was your run earlier? You did roller coaster, yeah? And yes, my username is a reference to Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Someone pointed out in the chat. Woof. A lot of red on my splits right now.
I'm green, but also my comparison in the beginning is not a good run, so...
Are you comparing against your PB?
Yeah, but it had a trash opening.
I know, but you're a madman to compare against your PB.
It has a trash opening. I'll switch to averages at Ice Cavern.
Fair enough. Come on, man.
We're coming up to one of my other favorite plot points. I'm gonna go into a cave full of dwarves up here. And I'm gonna hand one of them some TNT, which I got out of a chest just a little bit ago. And he's gonna blow a hole in the continent so then we can sail through it.
It's his life stream. All he wants in the world is just to blow a hole in the continent. Can you blame him? Also, if you stop to read the dialogue from... His name is Narek. I think he's supposed to be, like, Scottish?
I think.
or something, but like it is incomprehensible dialect writing.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, as Trenton pointed out in the chat, the Thief's Armlet gives us agility, and a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll hold on to that for the next 20-ish minutes before we switch to something better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we keep it until Crescent Lake.
Yes. And Warrior keeps it for a long time, but that won't matter because Warrior's going to be dead for a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as long as it used to be, but...
Yeah, Warrior used to spend more than half an hour of this run just dead. Because he's useless.
Yeah, that was when I first unlocked emotes on my Twitch channel, while I was waiting on the ones that I commissioned to come in. I made my own that was just the Warrior lying on the ground with a sign that said RIP. Because it just felt right.
Can I pop in with another donation?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're winding things down here. There's a lot going on. There's actually not any more incentives as far as I know, unless they sneak in some for Kingdom Hearts, the last run that we've got coming up after this. But you can win a Nintendo Switch. I know Helix just put the kind of announcement for that in the chat. I will read it when I get a chance, but I want to read this donation right now because it is near and dear to my heart. I have got $5 from Sporadic Erratic, who says, donating for the countless hours I spent just listening to the load screen music for Final Fantasy II/4. The definitive best Final Fantasy. Palom, Porum, Rydia, I rest my case. Best of luck to both runners.
There's a hot take. I'm not mad at it.
I mean, I'm very biased, but I got to go with that one as my favorite as well.
I heard somebody recently tell me that 10 was their favorite. And, like, I'm not going to tell them they're wrong. But they're wrong.
Maybe,
Who was it? I'll tell him.
Maybe they played it on mute.
Honestly. I've said that before. I think Final Fantasy X would be a better game if there were an in-menu option to turn off the voice acting. And it's a product of his time. It's not the game's fault that the voice acting was bad. There was no good voice acting back then.
Anime would beg to disagree with that, but...
No video game voice acting.
Yeah, that is very true. That was in kind of that gray area before people realized that video games should have decent voice acting. So I will give them a little bit of a pass for that. And I also agree with Nazca's comment in chat. Spicy hot donos for spicy hot takes. I know Final Fantasy games always bring out the spiciest takes, so let's hear them.
Okay, you want a spicy Final Fantasy take? Final Fantasy 12 is trash.
I love 12.
Like not even in terms of like, oh, it's not a very good Final Fantasy. It's trash. It is a bad video game. There, I said it.
I liked 12, and then I got hold of the Zodiac Age, the International Edition, and I like it even more now. I think they fixed a lot of things in the International Edition, and I think it's very good.
Man, these gargoyles. I've played enough of it, Ray.
I've got another donation to read.
Yes.
All right. We have got $50 from Ceaselessly, who says, thanks for another great marathon. Good luck to the rest of the runners. I'm pretty sure that was not a hot take, but thank you very much for that wonderful donation and kind message, Ceaselessly.
That was a give me a Nintendo Switch donation.
Those are totally valid as well.
Oh no. let me run. Nope. Okay. We're gonna
got?
use fire here.
Are you
I never
post
ethered.
vampire? I'm gonna guess.
I'm close to vampire, but I never ethered, so no fire for me.
You never ethered?
Yeah, I forgot.
Ooh. Wait, and you haven't fought the vampire yet?
Correct.
Ryan takes the lead.
Oh no. I've lost a ton of time.
I'm having a really, really, really good. Oops. There you go. I'm having a really, really good first floor of the Earth Cavern. Yeah,
did
I just
you
saved
do
a ton of
safety
time
save?
against my averages. So the Earth Cavern here that we're both in is one of the more aggravating dungeons, but not specifically because it's a difficult dungeon. It's long, and we have to do it twice. It's the only part of the game we have to do twice. So I just killed this vampire, who we assume, I say we, the characters in the game, we know better, we've played it before. The characters in the game assume that was the evil that was in this cavern that we were supposed to vanquish, which was going to do something, I don't know.
When you talk to people in Melmond, they say that the source of the earth decaying is the Earth Cavern. So naturally we get to the end and there's a vampire and we say, oh, that's the reason.
Spoiler, no it wasn't. So we're gonna leave and we're gonna go do some other stuff, and then we're gonna have to come back in a few minutes. And we go through all 3 of the floors that we already did, plus 2 more. There's 5 floors to this dungeon. And it's just aggravating. It takes a long time.
Yeah. And so I got stuck for a minute there. I had a group of 9 undead enemies. And undead enemies can paralyze you. So they paralyzed 2 of my little dudes. So I went ahead and killed them, despite the fact that you can run from them.
And paralysis is a pain. If all 4 of your party members get paralyzed, we just call it being stun locked. Then you're kind of you're screwed for a little bit. Paralysis does eventually wear off, so it's not like a game over per se, but it is really dangerous because it can turn into a game over if the enemies just continue doling out damage while you're sitting there waiting for paralysis to wear off. Compared with, we bought the gold needles to deal with the potential of being petrified, turned to stone. That does not wear off. And not only does it not wear off through the course of the battle, it is persistent even after battles. So being petrified is essentially the same as being killed, as being like KO'd, except that Phoenix Downs don't help. But your party members who are petrified cannot take turns. They do not get EXP from fights. Enemies will ignore them, which means that it's not like they will then become KO'd later on, allowing you to just instead use a Phoenix Down. So if you don't have gold needles, then if one of your party members becomes petrified, they're useless for the rest of the run, which is a huge problem because we need all 4 of them.
It took me just over 2.5 minutes to get out of Earth Cavern.
Oh no. So Riles and I'm on my way back to the Earth Cavern, so Riles and I are gonna high five here in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm talking to the Stone Giant right now.
Okay, I'm on my way back to the Stone Giant's cave, except I just got ambushed by some shadows. But yeah, we talked about this game being super RNG heavy, and here you have it. Riles was, more than a minute ahead of me earlier, and now I'm probably a couple of minutes ahead of him, and we're not even half an hour into the game yet.
Yeah, which it will happen again, I'm sure.
Oh. It's not
coming up.
No, you go.
Okay, coming up, we're going to go to a place called Ice Cavern, and that is both the scariest part of the run It is the most likely spot in the game to kill your run, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I always lose a ton of time there when I'm on good pace.
Yeah, the game knows. The game knows when you're on a good pace. Oh no, ambush. Let's see if we can get poisoned.
Can I slip in with a donation?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
All right. We got $12 from Asuka424 answering the call of the hot takes to say donation to defend the honor of Final Fantasy XII and add my extra spicy hot take by saying that 6 is terrible, but
6
with
is
a
terrible.
heart.
I've never played 6, but I do know that 6 is, especially among like hardcore Final Fantasy fans, 6 is very beloved. And I have seen it played a little bit. I would really, really like to play it. It's got beautiful music.
All right, so now we're getting to the part where I forget which number is which. 6 is the one with Kefka, right?
Yes.
No. Yeah, okay.
6 was 3 in the US. Move, Bat. Thank you.
Yeah, one of my friends from college, 6 is his favorite Final Fantasy game by far.
I don't think that's uncommon. Okay, let's kill these undead dudes.
Okay, we're back in Earth Cavern. So Ryan, probably well before me, is going to come across our first, like, really main boss of the game, the Lich. So the Lich is the Fiend of Earth. And probably the scariest Fiend fight we'll have until the end of the game. Because there's a chance that Lich just outspeeds us and wipes out the party before we can do anything. So it's one of those fights that either you reset or you're perfectly fine and you go about your life.
Yeah, it either takes 10 seconds or you die. There's no happy medium with Lich.
Yeah. And so that is one of the first, like, you absolutely have to save safety saves. I say as I do a different safety save, but
We've got some dueling hot takes and dueling donations right now. I've got another $5 from Music Quill saying, gonna fight you on that. FF6, arguably best music in the series, Killer Clowns and Celis. Checkmate. I'm going to put another challenge out there, too. I want to see us hit 9,000 before the end of this run. We are at $8,517 right now. If y'all donate $50 with certain requirements, I'm going to read the actual blurb here, but you can win a Nintendo Switch today. Single donations of $50 or more throughout Saturday and Sunday will be entered to win one of the 2 Nintendo Switch consoles. These are being given away by VGMCon. You must be 18 or older, have a valid email address, and U.S. shipping address to be eligible. Make sure you're logged in on speedrun.com when donating so VGMCon can contact you. View the full terms and conditions at tinyurl.com/VGMConSwitch or by typing !giveaway in chat. So, yeah, we're like 10 Nintendo Switch raffle entries away from $9,000. Let's make it happen, y'all.
yes. And there is probably just under an hour or right about an hour left of this run. So, unless things go horrible.
I had a real bad second trip through the Cavern of Earth. I'm just now getting to Lich. So I just, as Riles was saying, I just saved in case this goes awry.
And as Triton said in the chat, so I mentioned earlier there are plenty of encounters that we cannot run from, and Pisco Demons are one of those. So I've gotten a few of those and had to fight. And there will be some more encounters later in the game that we will likely get and cannot run from.
Whew. Hey, how's your mage health, by the way?
1 second. I'm about to do Lich, and then I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, did you guys see my Yarnies in the background there? I love my Yarnies. We got them as a Christmas present. My my main speedrun game is actually a co-op game that I run with my wife, Miss Ray, and it's Unravel 2. Riles also runs that game. He runs it as a solo runner because he has no friends.
It's true.
Anyway, that was mean. I'm sorry. But yeah, the characters in that game are called Yarnies, and I have a couple of them hanging out in the background, cheering me on.
Yes. Which Unravel is a very different game than Final Fantasy.
It's such a different game.
But it is also super, super fun, and you should all play it.
You may notice that my warrior is super low on health, and I have not healed him. That's because I don't care. I want him dead soon. So we're just going to let him hang out there with his 3 HP. And actually, I'm kind of hoping, I'm banking on somebody just wailing on my thief too, because he needs to lose a fair amount of HP before we get too much farther.
Yeah, we want our warrior and our thief to be at 70 HP or below by the time we get to the end of Ice Cavern. Because we want them dead, so that way we can level up our mages extra fast.
Yes.
Because I don't think we explicitly said this earlier. The game... The ability to purchase spells in this game is dependent on your level.
Yeah.
So we need our mages to be a high enough level to buy the spells that we need. Yeah, Kupo Craft in the chat saying Unravel 2 is a great game if you have a casual gaming partner. Not to, talk about the game we're not playing, but my wife is not a gamer, and she really enjoyed Unravel 2. So it's a very good game to play with your friends.
I've got another $5 here from Sporadic Erratic, who says, I guess we're getting into a kind of like a free-for-all here with this Final Fantasy VI hot take war. Sporadic says, the best part of Final Fantasy 3/6 is Ultros. Fight me. You can't. Search your heart. You know it to be true.
Oh, man. Sporadic, have I told
and
you
may I
that
add
you're
as
my
a
favorite?
follow-up to that, don't tease the octopus, kids.
So I'm getting ready to do the next equipment glitch here to get Black Garb onto my thief, my white mage, and my black mage. And I'm also going to get a lust dagger onto my white mage because I need that for the grind.
And this menu that Riles is doing and the shopping trip that immediately preceded it is actually the first routing change that has occurred. The first 30, I guess for me, 34 minutes and change of the run was exactly the same as it used to be. So the new Rat Jam route that we mentioned did not really kick in until now. And there are significant differences from here on out. The biggest change, the idea was that previously we would go out of our way to do basically a glow up. We went to a specific location. We went to a specific location to get an item that we then presented to Bahamut, I think, right?
Yes.
And then Bahamut shot a little laser beam at us, and we got more powerful. It's like we went Super Saiyan or something. I don't know.
It's a class change. So your warrior becomes the knight, your thief becomes the ninja, and your mages become wizards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we did that because even though it was technically optional, it was one of those things that the time that it cost to do, it was still faster than not doing it and then doing the rest of the game underpowered. Well, somebody figured out a way to not have to deal with that anymore, which is why I say that the latter part of the run now is more volatile, because now we're quite a bit underpowered.
Yes. Yeah, so shout-outs to a French runner whose name I'm not going to say right, so I apologize.
Asabe,
Osabe. He wrote the guide for the new route that cut out the class change. Since that has come out, there's been a lot of PBs. Soma, the world record holder, broke his own world record.
Twice.
Twice. Yeah, by like 2 minutes. So there's been a lot of PBs recently on the leaderboard.
You PB'd once.
Yeah, I PB'd by a few seconds. I didn't submit it, so my leaderboard is still the old route. Because I really want to get a 124 before I submit a new run. Oh my goodness. Why did I gold needle my warrior earlier? I don't need to. He got petrified again, so it doesn't matter. But
oh no! Oh no! Ambush with 6 cockatrices.
no.
This could be bad.
But yeah, this is Ice Cavern. Ambushes in Ice Cavern are game ending. Oh, Trenton says Porsyth also broke the old world record. So.
But Porsyth didn't break the old world record until Soma had already broken it, so I don't think Porsyth ever held the world record.
I feel like he did a long time ago, but no, not recently.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
Ryan and I are both relatively new runners for this game. I picked it up in September, I think. And Ryan, I don't know when you started.
More recently than that, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, like, Porsyth has been doing this for literal years.
Yeah.
Which is why he's second place.
So I just got an item called the Levistone, and I am now going to fight this encounter because it's a spike encounter, meaning that when I step on this specific tile, I will always get A, an encounter, and B, this encounter. So now I'm going to do some farming. I'm just going to fight this guy over and over and over again until my 2 mages are level 18. And it worked out for me about as well as it possibly could. My warrior died during that ambush that I had a little bit ago. So he was dead going into the first encounter with this dude. And then the very first attack he used killed my thief. So that's great. Perfect. Sometimes he will not do that, and it takes a while before you can really start your farm. And I think I'm almost done. I'm going to check my levels. I think I got 1 more. Yep.
Good time for a couple donations then while you're both farming XP?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. We're getting some awesome donations in as well from the VGM Con side, by the way. VGM Con online is also happening right now. But I got a couple of $50 donations here. I've got a $50 donation from Brian Stewart that says, "Let's finish strong." And then I've got a $50 donation from Cassasar that says, "Music means a lot to me. Midwest Speedfest means a lot to me. It's a win-win. Thanks to everyone involved for another wonderful event. Hope to see you all in person soon. Heart."
Thank you so much for the donations, everyone.
Yes.
We
got to be getting close to 9,000 at this point, yeah?
We are at $8,672, so we got about a little more than $300 to go.
Let's go! We can do it!
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I don't watch soccer, but I really love that chant.
It's one of the favorite chants for the students at my school.
It's also not unique to soccer. The Utah State men's basketball team does it. I don't know why I know that.
Because you know way too much about sports.
This is true. So I'm all done with my farm, and now I'm on my way to get an airship. because
Yes.
as everyone knows, every Final Fantasy game must have an airship.
And so Ryan, I think I heard Ryan say he did his experience grind all the way up to level 18.
Yes, I did.
Because I'm a little bit cheeky and I want to catch up with him, I did level 17 plus 1 fight. And I'm going to hope that I have enough encounters going forward to still get to level 19 when I need to. Normally, you can get that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. So a lot of runners will do that. They'll do, we call it 17 plus 1. But I went ahead just for marathon safety purposes. Plus, you know, I have such an insurmountable lead at this point. I could afford to take the time. I did 1 extra fight just to get all the way up to level 18. Just cuz. Airship, baby!
Yeah, you'll notice the airship was buried in a desert. We haven't talked about the plot in a long time because it's not great.
Because it doesn't matter.
But we're going to discover a little bit later in the game that there is a city who speaks a dead language that used to be technologically advanced. And they buried an airship in the desert, so that way no one else can use it. Except for the Warriors of Light, which we are. So, we recover the airship. And yeah, like Ryan was saying, the airship is really where things change in this new route. All of the overworld movement is new. Some of it is just what we used to do, but backwards. So this is where things really start to be different if you were familiar with the Final Fantasy 1 speedrun.
Yeah.
A few months ago.
One of the harder things about learning this run, this is not a hard run to learn. If y'all are interested in running a Final Fantasy game, this is a really, really, really good one to cut your teeth on. A, it's short, relatively.
Yeah, it's not 9 hours.
Yeah. And B, it's really accessible. It's really easy to learn. The guide for it is great. There's not a whole heck of a lot to it outside of, you know, the couple of the menus are a little bit complicated. That's really it. But one of the harder things, for me anyway, about it, I'm good with words, about learning the run, there we go, is the airship movement. I'm memorizing it because I think I screwed that up. Because the movement can be really confusing because the map is really big, so it's easy to get kind of turned around. So you have to know exactly where you're going, and sometimes it's hard to find like landmark points to base your positioning on when you're moving the airship around.
And I'm going to assume Ryan has already done this. We went to a random caravan desert shop, and where we both bought a fairies bottle with a fairy in it that we need to get an item, and Giant's tonics. And the Giant's tonic will be used in the final boss fight. We need it to get some more health on a couple of our characters.
Mm-hmm. Hey Emma, hey Court. And now I'm going to the Sunken Shrine. The Sunken Shrine is where we're going to start seeing the drawbacks of not doing the class change. Previously, one of the big things that the class change allowed us to do was learn a spell called Teleport, which defend and thunder. Learn a spell called Teleport, which basically would just take us back to the previous screen, the previous floor that we were on. So you didn't have to backtrack out of locations. Well, because we didn't do the class change, we can't do that, so there's a whole lot of backtracking. And the Sunken Shrine where I'm at right now is the first kind of big location where that's true. The location after the Sunken Shrine is where you really feel it, though. It's where you really wish you had teleport. It's called the Waterfall Cavern, and it has the highest encounter rate in the game. Different dungeons have different, what are they called? Risk? Is that
threat level?
Threat level,
I think.
And the greater the threat level, the more likely you are to get an encounter. And the waterfall cavern is as high as it gets. And we used to just go through the waterfall cavern, and then when we got to the end of it, we would teleport out. Now we have to walk all the way into the waterfall cavern and all the way out. It's infuriating.
Also, we did take a submarine, a barrel-shaped submarine, to get to the sunken shrine.
As one does.
Yes. And in the sunken shrine, we will get the Rosetta Stone, so we can learn languages, just like real life.
Yeah, the Rosetta Stone is a thing that exists in this world. Back to back.
But in the sunken shrine, we can run from everything except for Sahagins, ghosts, and water elementals. Which Sahagins and ghosts we can just hit with a spell.
Yep.
Water elementals, we don't have Blizzard in this new route, which is what water is weak to, not thunder. And that could cause us problems. But honestly, I feel like I don't see them very often.
Yeah, they're not common. You realize that you just guaranteed yourself like 10 of them in a row, right?
Yes, I do. It's for the people.
Okay. You got to give the people what they want. I mentioned really early on that the Black Mage gamer is the MVP of this run. This is where he really starts to shine. Because all of the unrunnable encounters that we're going to be dealing with, the vast majority of them are going to be, goodness gracious, are going to be susceptible to different kinds of elemental damage. And yeah, he is just gonna wipe the floor with basically everybody. I say I suppose we have no idea what gender the Black Mage is, so I wouldn't want to misgender gamer. The real MVP.
Yes.
Okay, weird menu time.
Yeah, so the menu Ryan is doing right now was pretty massively changed for this route. Because without class change, the things people can equip is different, which causes our equipment glitch to be different. But Ryan's going to get Survival Vest on 3 of his characters, which is going to increase their agility. And the way we have to do it is a little bit convoluted now compared to what it used to be.
It's really strange. What I did was I equipped Survival Vest onto the Thief and then immediately took it off again, which seems really backwards, but it's the only way we can make it work for reasons. So I equipped it, and then I took it off, and then I equipped it again. And I promise it was on purpose.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it allows us both to create new items, or put items on slots that they shouldn't be able to go to. So Thief, who can equip Survival Vest, if you have extra Survival Vest in your inventory, you can use him to glitch it onto your warrior, who normally cannot equip it. And put it on slots that normally cannot have it. So that's why we have to create some and then immediately move them. I have gotten so many Sahagins in this sunken shrine.
Oh no.
I
didn't get
going to throw it quick. Oh, I just had back-to-back tiles with Sahagins.
Be nice.
Can I sneak in with a donation?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we've got another $50 donation. This one's from Sable Dragon Rook. It says $25. $25 each for these 2 swell folks supporting a good cause.
Thank you, Sable.
Sable is the best. Sable
is
ran
very
Pathless earlier. Wait,
Yeah,
right?
I think.
Sable ran Pathless in 2 different marathons this week. I think one of them was this one. Anyway, Sable's great. Watch Sable. She is the lizard queen. That was a really good sunken shrine.
That's good.
I'm sorry, man. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. If this is going to be a good race, I have to have the lead going into Chaos Shrine. Riles has a much, much better late game than I do. Riles closes hard. It's kind of terrifying, actually, how fast Riles is. It doesn't make any sense to me. There shouldn't be that many ways that he can be so speedy, and yet
every time we race, you beat me lately.
I mean, the last time we raced for an event, I didn't finish. Chaos killed me, and I didn't save before the fight.
But don't worry, everyone. We have learned that lesson.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I feel like we're building the suspense on multiple fronts right now.
Hey.
This is Kraken. I think Ryan already beat him.
Yes.
He's fairly harmless. He's also super dapper.
Yeah, he is. He looks like he's wearing a little tuxedo. He's so cute. Yeah, Kraken's not a hard fight. I actually didn't even bother healing before the Kraken fight.
Can I hop in with a quick shout out to our alternate language restreams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome, because we're coming down to the end of another Midwest Speed Fest, and I just wanted to make sure that our alternate language restreams got all the recognition that they deserve. So, Midspring Speedfling 2021 is being restreamed in French, German, and Japanese by our friends over at Baguette Restream, Germansch Restream, and Japanese Restream, respectively. You can find the French restream at twitch.tv/baguette_restream, the German restream at twitch.tv/Germensch, and the Japanese restream at twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. We've worked with each of these groups before, and we're very thankful to have their support once again. So thank you very much to all of our alternate language restream partners. And just one more quick shout out. We just need a little more than $200 to get to 9K. Let's push. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Yes.
I mentioned earlier that I do some co-op speedrunning as well. I did. Sorry, hang on. I should not have started talking right before a big menu.
Yeah. So Ryan's in the ribbon menu. Which ribbon is a classic Final Fantasy item, gives you resistance to all spells and immunity to status effects. So
there. Anyway, sorry. Oh no, I shouldn't have tried to run from this. Okay, it's all good. Anyway, I did a previous Midwest event. Did a co-op run with my wife Ray. A game called Ibn Ob. And after the fact, we went back and watched the Japanese commentary version of our run. I don't know why we did that. I don't speak Japanese. My wife doesn't speak Japanese. I couldn't understand anything they were saying, but it was so hype. It made me so happy. Like, I felt like such a celebrity because there were people so excited about our run. It was so cool. So yeah, the restreamers are the best.
yes, and big time shout out to the French restream, because a lot of runners for Final Fantasy are French. This Final Fantasy 1, and I mean the world record holder is French. So I know there's a very strong community for this game over there.
Yeah, if I can I'll do a quick shout out to one of the Japanese restream members who I'm not sure if they are on right now, but if Cicada is part of the Japanese restream team right now, we both run Bug Fables, and they're a very wonderful and wholesome person as well.
All right, I escaped the waterfall cavern.
Yeah, and I am at the end getting ready to turn around after this menu. Those of you that were watching closely, that was a robot.
Yeah. Did we mention the plot to this game? It's worthless.
And what's really enjoyable is the robot gives you the warp cube, which is a very important item, and then immediately after giving you that, malfunctions, and you can no longer talk to him. So
this little boy better not be in my way.
This game is, I don't know, sci-fi, steampunk, fantasy. It's something.
Little boy, get out of the way. Oh, he's in the worst possible place. I hate you so much right now.
Stay there. Stay there. Don't move.
I think Riles might have paid that NPC off.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
my secret. I actually sent Ryan. I sent Ryan a new ISO for this race, and just programmed all the NPCs to wreak havoc. That's not true, just so everyone knows. There's no cheating involved.
Not from you, maybe. I'm cheating my butt off. You kidding me? For legal reasons, that was a joke. I'm just doing a little extra shopping, and now I'm off to my next dungeon. Bought a couple of extra spells for Black Mage, the MVP.
In the next dungeon, the floor is literally lava.
Floor is lava!
And casually, you want to avoid the lava, because every time you step on a tile of lava, your entire party takes 1 damage. However, when you are on lava, you cannot get an encounter. So we try to maximize the lava we step on.
Yep.
Because, I don't know, our feet are invincible.
I guess.
I'm not entirely...
It is possible. It's not common, but it is possible to get through this entire dungeon without any encounters. I've already had 2, so there goes that. But encounters are significantly less frequent in this dungeon than they are in most. However, if you saw my health during that last encounter, I'm very, very low. So we gonna heal using the brand new Healara spell that we just learned. And now I'm gonna go kill this boss. Die, boss, die. This is Merilith. Merilith also not terribly threatening. That will stop being true after this fight. The 4th of the 4 fiends is more scary.
Yes. Generally, as long as you heal before the 4th fiend, you're fine.
You should be okay.
But
I also, one of the other spells that we bought, so during that little shopping trip I did, I bought Healara that we taught to the White Mage, so that we don't have to rely on our potions anymore. And we also bought Firaga, which is just a more powerful fire spell. That's a new spell. We didn't used to buy that, but because we're a little bit underpowered, lacking the class change, the more powerful fire spell sort of makes up for the lacking firepower, pun intended, that we have. I will not apologize for that.
And my cat is currently trying to sabotage my run, so...
Good. Go, cat, go.
So shout out for cat appearances, but also...
But then I also bought a spell called Haste, which I will often... Come on. There you go. Which I will often use against some of the tougher fights, because what Haste does, it doesn't actually make you faster. It's weird. You deal more damage if your character is hasted, because your character, instead of smacking the enemy twice with a sword, will smack them 3 times. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but just go with it. So what I'll do for this 4th fiend that's coming up in a little while is usually I will throw a haste on one of my party members just in case they decide to be a little bit mean. Wow. This might be a gold chimes. Nope.
After I defeat Merilith, there will be a short cutscene, and I will hold up Eclipse to wave at all of you. Because I'm honestly not sure how much you can see on my webcam. He did try to headbutt me in the face, so that was great. This is Eclipse. Eclipse. Oh, he doesn't want to face the camera. Okay. Eclipse was a rescue. He's getting into his old age, but he's also very, very loving and likes to sit in my lap when I stream. So I'm going to push him down for right now, though, so I can kick Ryan's butt in the last half.
Boy, all of the encounters I didn't get on my walk to Lufania, I am getting on my walk away.
You are... Oh, okay.
Yeah, deal with it.
Good.
Winter Wolves, I can run from. Maybe?
Correct.
Cool. Every now and then I get an encounter that I'm not sure whether or not I am allowed to run from it. And I usually try and just see what happens. And sometimes I regret it.
One thing I think we did not mention, the airship is great because it moves fast, you get no encounters, all that jazz. But also, it can only land on open grassy spots.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you have to land very far away from where you're trying to go. For example, Lufenia, the only available grassy spot is way north of Lufenia. So we have a big walk. Ray, it's not my teacher brain versus my brother brain. It's just, you know, I don't want Ryan to sit there and struggle because that's not fun for anybody.
He's taking...
I opened my menu to ether and then I healed. What am I doing?
Oh, come on, man. It's 1 Chimera. I should be able to run from this. My Black Mage totally just went like, hey, I'm going to give you enough HP that you don't have to worry about the Evil Eye in Ice Cavern, and then I'm just going to be done. He has not gone up very much since then.
What's his total?
171.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so towards the end of the game, we need our Thief and our Black Mage to have decent amounts of health, because it will make the final fight a little bit easier.
That's why we bought the Giant's Tonics earlier.
Yeah.
Giant's Tonics are basically just steroids.
In this new route, No, why are you right there? Can I move? Move? I'm just going to go out the other way. Okay. In the old route, if your Thief and your Black Mage were a high enough HP, you did not have to Giant's Tonic. Right now, I always Giant's Tonic them anyway, because I haven't quite figured out where that threshold is. Japan chat posted cat emotes, yes. Why am I trying to run from this?
What are you trying to run from?
Minotaur, zombies, and trolls.
Oof.
I just wasn't thinking.
Okay, so the dungeon I am in right now, I saw really early on somebody mention, wow, my second Evil Eye. Weird. I saw somebody mention, like, I think maybe even before we started the run, something about War Mech. There is there's an encounter in this dungeon that is a spike encounter, but it only happens some of the time. So remember, what spike encounters are encounters that just you step on a specific tile and trigger the encounter. And most spike encounters are always. You can rely on that encounter to always happen. It's not always the same enemy or group of enemies, but it always happens in the same spot.
Is Warmech always on a specific tile?
I think so.
I thought it was anywhere on that floor.
Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, Warmech is a very uncommon encounter. I have never seen one. I've never seen one.
Same. I've never
Riles
seen it.
has never seen one, and he's been running this game longer than I have. So we'll see. This is the floor. I just got to the floor where if we're going to see a Warmech, it's going to be here. Oh my god, I got a Warmech!
Really?
Holy crap, I got a Warmech! Literally the first time that's ever happened to me. Oh, this run is truly blessed. Anyway,
That might be the
Warmech.
best that's never happened before in Final Fantasy Marathon history.
Yes. Well, Ryan's really good at getting that's never happened before in Final Fantasy in
really
marathon
am.
runs. Last time it was, I've never died to chaos before.
So there you go. There was Warmech. I ran from the Warmech because my understanding, I've never really bothered looking into it because I'd never seen one before. My understanding is that if you try to fight the Warmech, it will wreck you. So I ran away instead of trying to fight it because I didn't want to die because I haven't seen it.
I have no idea what the strategy is for fighting Warmech.
I have no clue. Yeah, Trenton giving me a hard time in the chat for running. I'm sorry, Trenton. I didn't want to die. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy that I finally saw a Warmech. And I have the video to prove it. I have witnesses. You were all here. You saw it happen. I spoke it into existence. Oh, that was great.
It's like Final Fantasy Bigfoot.
Yeah, kind of. Whew, okay, now I am making my way downtown, walking fast. Faces pass.
Are you homebound?
I am, indeed. I got an encounter on the airship tile. Anyway, I'm making my way to the Chaos Shrine. It might look familiar to you, or it might not, because it was an hour ago when we did it. The Chaos Shrine is the very first place we went in the game when we fought Garland, who I don't know if we've talked about Garland at all.
No.
So
we skipped over the plot at the beginning.
What sets the plot in motion? We are the Warriors of Light. I don't even know if we've said that. So we're the Warriors of Light. We're destined to save the world. That's about all the context we're given for our party. But at the very beginning, we go to this king and say, hey man, this bridge is out and we need to get across it so that we can go, do our world saving stuff. And he's like, all right, I'll rebuild it, but only if you go and rescue my daughter, because my daughter was kidnapped by the, captain of the guard, I think is basically what he is. Like, he used to work for the king, but then he went crazy. Anyway, he kidnapped my daughter, so you have to go get her back. So we do. I'm going to try and run from these white dragons. Oh no! Oh no!
And so that happens in the dungeon that Ryan made his way back to. And what you find out you need to go there by looking through a skylight and the airship that I'm in right now. By the way, the Tiamat dungeon is an airship. But you go there and you hold all of your crystals up to the other crystal, and then we go back 2,000 years into the past because this game has time travel.
Okay, I just reloaded.
Really?
Yeah. Very first encounter. My very first encounter in the Chaos Shrine was 4 white dragons that I mistakenly tried to run from, and they did 5 ice storms in a row.
Yeah, so Chaos Shrine is not nice.
Oh no! And now I've got a white dragon ambush on my reload.
Yeah, we're bringing it back.
Yep. Fire, right?
For white dragons,
Yeah.
I'd probably use Firaga, yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. Anyway, white dragons are not unrunnable encounters. You can run from them. It's hard to run from them, and
Yes.
if you don't successfully run from them right away, that has a tendency to happen, where they just end you. So.
The other thing that happens, kind of back towards the beginning of the game, we save Princess Sarah, and then she gives us a loot that we keep in our backpack until we're in Chaos Shrine. We have to play the loot. Because, you know, clearly.
Now that we're all caught up on the excellent plot of this fantastic RPG, can I pop
Yes.
in with a quick announcement?
Yeah.
Of course.
Awesome. Yeah, we're sitting right now at $8,822 in donations, and I just wanted to give everybody a reminder of what you are donating, what cause you are donating for this weekend. Midwest Speedfest and VGMCon are raising money for Sweet Relief. Sweet Relief Musicians Fund provides financial assistance to all types of career musicians who are struggling to make ends meet while facing illness, disability, or age-related problems. In other words, healing musicians in need. They help musicians with medical and vital living expenses, including insurance premiums, prescriptions, medical treatment, and operative procedures, housing costs, food costs, utilities, and other basic necessities. In March of 2020, Sweet Relief launched a COVID-19 fund to be used specifically for musicians and music industry workers affected by coronavirus. 100% of every dollar donated is used to pay for medical expenses, lodging, food, clothing, and other vital living expenses to those impacted due to sickness or loss of work. So that's why we're here. That's why we're raising money this weekend. We really want to get to 10K. We are so close. I know we're going to get there, but let's not wait too much longer. Let's get those donations in, and let's help out a worthy cause and some wonderful artists.
Yes, please.
Oh boy.
This final section of the game is a boss rush. We're gonna fight all of. I screwed that menu up. Okay, we're good. We're gonna fight all of the fiends again, and once again, Lich is the scariest. So Lich has a chance of wiping out our party if it goes very poorly. The rest are kind of just do the inputs right and you're good. And then we'll have the final boss. So we're in probably the last 10-ish, 15-ish minutes of the game, depending on how things go.
Have you hit Lich already?
No, I'm about halfway to him on his floor.
You're on his floor?
Yeah.
So Riles is ahead
Did
of
I
me
pass
again.
you?
Yes. Well, I had that reload, and then I've been getting tons of unrunnables.
Oh no.
So this last dungeon, the Chaos Shrine, is notoriously random. It can either go really well or it can go horribly. And
It's like it's chaotic.
yeah, it's almost like it's boo. And I feel like I have really bad luck with the Chaos Shrine. I often have very difficult Chaos Shrines, and I'm not sure why. But it's frustrating.
Yeah, so Lich just used Flare, so my Thief and my Black Mage are dead. Like, they just are. And if I had forgotten to heal, probably everyone would be. So that's why I haste my Warrior, because otherwise, it's very scary.
Yeah, you're a fair amount ahead of me now. I'm getting lots of encounters on this split. Lots and lots and lots and lots.
But the next 3 floors are all boss fights. And they are fairly straightforward.
Y'all remember when I said that Riles closes really, really, really strong? This is what I meant. I had like, what, a 2-minute lead on you?
Yeah. For what it's worth, the world record is finishing like right now,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Can I break in with an exciting announcement?
Yeah.
Yes.
We just hit $9,000 raised for Sweet Relief.
Yeah.
Yes. This is very good.
Yeah, we've got some great donations coming in from the VGM Con side. I'll probably get caught up with them after the run because they're coming from some fantastic folks. And I've already been saying after this weekend is over, I'm gonna catch up on some of those VGM Con VODs because I just love watching video game music. And anybody who's an RPG fan, I guarantee you, like, there is a lot of love for really great video game music out there. So
Yes.
anybody watching the speed runs, be sure to check out VGM Con later on as well because there are some incredible artists in that community.
My the school I teach at, my band teacher just had his band play Baba Yetu from the Civilization games, and so that was a lot of fun to be sitting in my classroom and listening to him rehearsing that through the hall.
I also got flared, by the way.
Well, I've gotten 2 water elemental fights so far, so
Well,
if
I
those
haven't
keep
yet
coming.
gotten to Marilith. I've lost. I'm looking at average comparison. I don't know what you're looking at, but
I switched over to average.
I've lost 2 minutes against my averages just in this dungeon.
Oh wow.
It's been
Kraken again. My goodness. I'm getting really bad damage rolls on my bosses. I don't know if
I
my
am
warrior
too.
and thief are low level or what.
No,
But
I am
it's
too.
Mar-
Both Lich and Marilith both took 3 turns.
Yeah, Marilith took me 3 turns. Lich took me 2, but I think it's because I haste warrior on that fight.
Oh, I did not. Hey, cool, an 8 enemy ambush. What was your Marilith split?
120-29.
Oh, geez, really? You're a minute and a half ahead of me. Mine was 122 flat.
Well, Chaos is probably going to be very mean to me
Yeah,
because.
we'll see.
So this is Tiamat 2. This is the second to last boss of the game. And after this, I will be going on to the final boss. There will be a menu beforehand where I do some new equipment, change the formation of my party just to get that equipment done. And then I'll talk to a face from the very beginning of the game. Full circle endings.
Yep, 3-turn Kraken as well. Weird.
Oh my. Okay.
Air elementals I can run from. Yes.
So I'm taking off the agility equipment from my white mage because I need my white mage to be slower for this next fight. Because I need to make sure white mage always heals after Chaos does their skills. We do a quick save because if Chaos gives me a bad opening, it's game over. Trenton says your black mage's HP hasn't gone up since you complained about it not going up.
I saw that. It has, Trenton. It's gone up by 2. It went up
Hey.
from 177 to 179. So there.
In my save states for practicing, my black mage health is 170 in Chaos Temple.
Oof.
Oh, I forgot to sort my inventory. I usually do that. Okay, we're okay. So I'm going to use Giant's Tonics and Haste in this first round. And I'm also going to spend time... my white mage is going to heal every turn. Blizzaga is an okay opening. What we are worried about is if he opens with Blaze, immediately followed by Tsunami on his second turn, is when we're in trouble. So time, theoretically, will be coming up, unless I get very unlucky. Which is very possible. Yeah, I'm going to use... the new strategy for this fight involves using high potions whenever you have characters below 300 HP. Just in case Chaos decides to be extra mean, because most of his attacks have a chance to wipe someone if they're below 300. So I might actually lose Thief here, and if I do, I might reset. Okay, we're good.
Ah, dang it. Come on, Chaos. Kill Riles. Kill him. Kill him! I am just starting the fight. Where are you? Where are you, Giant's Tonic?
So time will be whenever my screen flashes white after the last hit. Mm-hmm. So it might come up in a few turns. Should come up in a few turns.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, for all the back and forth, y'all are both in the final boss fight at the same time, so 2 fantastic runs here, no matter how they finish up.
That started about as poorly as it could for me. That was probably a mistake.
Eat it up. Boss turn order for this fight. Chaos has 2 cycles. He has a spell cycle and a skill cycle that will always go in a specific order, but which cycle he uses is random, or he can just do a physical attack. And so, like, he just used Cyclone. So even though none of my characters are above 300, it's a pretty safe bet that whatever he does next won't kill anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and not use any high potions. Because he was either going to attack, use Slowra, or Earthquake. And Earthquake will deal no damage since everyone has Ribbon.
I'm playing it a little bit fast and loose here.
I think time's coming up for me pretty soon. So he just used Earthquake, so I'm probably... He does still have Cure, but hopefully he doesn't get that far.
Mine should be coming up in probably 2 more turns. I think I got probably 5 attacks left before he's dead.
Yeah. I'm thinking this next turn is going to be time for me. I haven't been counting, which is bad. Time.
Mine should be coming up real soon. Time. Whew.
Oh my goodness, what an amazing finish, you two. GG's.
Thank you.
I just gotta call out Gamer got the final hit for both of you as well.
Oh yeah, go Gamer! Gamer, the real MVP.
Go Gamer!
So what'd you get, Riles?
128.25 is what my live split says.
Nice. 128.49.
Not bad. Those are both really good times.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah, sub 130 is really, really good. This is actually the best time that I have gotten on the new route so far.
Very cool. That's exciting. Yeah, anything that's below 130, I'm super happy about. So, yeah.
Woo! Well, that was fun. So Riles won, which means I owe you $50.
Yes.
I believe that was half of the bet, yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Midwest Speed Fest, Mid-Spring Speed Fling, whatever, for having us and for raising money for such a great cause. I'm very, very glad we were able to do this. and I'm glad that the race ended up being close and not like a 4-minute time difference, because that's not as much fun. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate all of you, and I appreciate you guys putting on this event and raising so much money. Thanks Moonblaze Wolf for hosting for us. You were great.
Yeah, GG for 9,000 during that. That's awesome. But
it's over 9,000. Sorry, I had to.
Shout out to Trenton for hanging out in the chat and kind of helping explain some Final Fantasy things.
Mm-hmm.
He knows more about this game than I think anybody else. So that's awesome to have him. But thanks for having us. I think that's all from us. So stick around for Kingdom Hearts.
Give me that donate link.